Good morning. This is a special edition of Political Paula to update you on part of the show I did yesterday. Yesterday changed everything. My show, which aired at 10 a.m. Eastern Time and was actually recorded the day before, discussed the Jussie Smollett situation. And in just 24 hours, everything changed. Jussie Smollett has now been arrested for falsifying not only a police report, but also paying people to cause him bodily harm so that he could claim he was the victim of a hate crime and get a raise on the show Empire. Now look, I'm the kind of person who often cries when watching the news, okay? When O.J. Simpson was acquitted, I cried both tears of joy and sadness. Joy because I believe the verdict was correct because of the racist cop Mark Fuhrman. Sadness because I believe that O.J. probably did it, but thanks to the racist cop, he got away with it. And I felt sorry for the family of the innocent victims who did not get justice. When Matthew Shepard was killed, simply because he was a young gay man, when he was tortured and murdered, I cried tears of sorrow for him and for his family. And I was so angry at the bigoted, homophobic assholes who murdered him for no reason. They didn't even know this kid. When the Supreme Court made marriage equality the law of the land, I cried tears of joy and celebration for my gay friends and family members that they now could be treated equally with inheritance and marriage rights and rights of taxes, things that married people like my husband and I enjoy. They now had the right to do that. And yesterday I cried tears of both sorrow and anger, mostly anger. And I will quote the police chief, the police superintendent in Chicago, who said, "You know what? I am so angry right now because Jussie Smollett took advantage of a real issue in our country and manufactured a crime against himself because he didn't like the amount of money they paid him on Empire." Do you remember who were the first people to come to Jussie Smollett's side? Send him thoughts of love and well wishes? His Empire co-stars. I am so angry. And I also am just flabbergasted at the stupidity of this whole thing. First of all, the two brothers who were willing to split $3,500. Now you can see how stupid this whole plan was to begin with. I mean, it wasn't a random thing. Jussie Smollett thought this out. He even did a trial run by sending the fake threatening letter to himself at the Empire Studios. When that didn't work and he didn't get any attention, then he goes to these guys who, by the way, happen to be black like him and say, "Well, I've got this idea." And the funny thing is, I think these two brothers, who obviously aren't the sharpest tools in the shed, and believe me, that's not a racist statement, that's just common sense, because they said, "Oh yeah, we'll split $3,500 between us, pretend to beat up Jussie." I wonder what else they were promised. But see, I'm sure what they were not promised was that they were going to get caught. Jussie probably said, "Look, I know where the cameras are. There won't be any recording of it. You're going to be wearing masks." Well, you know what? Good for the Chicago PD because they got him. And see, this is what Jussie Smollett didn't count on, but he should have. Because these two brothers were not going to go to jail for Jussie Smollett. And once again, dear Jussie, if you by any chance get to see this, the next time you want to pretend to be the victim of a hate crime, hire stupid white guys to beat you up. More believable. Very much more believable. And don't hire people you have a personal relationship with who work on your show. Another stupid, idiotic thing to do. But there's bigger questions here too. First of all, I want to know what's going to happen in this country because the superintendent said, real hate crimes now have not been given the attention that Jussie Smollett, because of his celebrity, which obviously wasn't enough for him. He wanted more, more, more. This got more attention, he said, than real hate crimes that go on. He mentioned a case they're working in Chicago right now where a 1-year-old infant was killed by gunfire. And I never heard of it. The news doesn't report that, but Jussie Smollett gets beaten up. And here's something else to coincide with yesterday's show. If Jussie Smollett comes out and does his mea culpa, he apologizes, he's so sorry, I want to ask my viewers, how many of you will forgive him? And I'm only asking you this because I also want to ask how many of you, and yes, I am talking to my black viewers, my gay viewers, how many of you would be willing to forgive Jussie Smollett, but you weren't willing to forgive Liam Neeson, who never committed a crime, but thought about it 40 years ago? Do you know what happened to Liam Neeson's new movie, which I think looks amazing? I can't wait till it comes out. I'm going to watch it for sure. I don't go to the movies, but I want to see Cold Pursuit. But y'all ruined his premiere. They didn't do the red carpet in New York. They didn't do the big premiere because they were afraid someone was going to attack Liam Neeson because 40 years ago, a dear friend was raped by a black guy and Liam Neeson went out looking for black guys to beat up. He didn't beat up anybody. He thought about it. And everybody's on the Twitter, oh God, Liam Neeson's a racist. Oh God, don't go see his movie. Cancel Liam Neeson. Liam Neeson is for a week, instead of promoting his movie, he's apologizing for something he thought about 40 years ago. No one can forgive Liam Neeson. He's a racist. Well, what about Jussie Smollett? If he comes out and he's all crying on the TV and I don't know what I was thinking and oh, I'm on the medication and I have a mental disorder, you gonna forgive him? Really? Should you forgive him? Because I'll tell you, I'll be pissed if you do. What he did was unforgivable. Not only because he claims to be this big activist, I stand up for gay people, I stand up for black people, but then he turns around and pays to become a victim. And look, there's plenty of shit to blame Donald Trump for, but he added that into his crime. MAGA. They said, this is MAGA country, and really? Why did he add that? Was that a dig? Like, people aren't pissed off at Donald Trump enough. He had to make his attack part of a Donald Trump thing, too. Now, every time someone says that someone was attacked because of Donald Trump will say, yeah, they're pulling a Smollett. Every victim in the future has now been turned into a possible suspect because of Jussie Smollett. And that makes me angry because there are a lot of racial issues in our country. Real ones, not made up ones like, ooh, a monkey on a sweatshirt is racist, or a black turtleneck $890 sweater is racist. This is real stuff going on. Real people. Matthew Shepard was a human being, a real one. A real gay, beautiful human being who was murdered by real, bigoted pieces of shit. But the next Matthew Shepard, and there will be more, now that Matthew Shepard, they're going to be investigating that victim. instead of just looking for a suspect. Every hate crime from now on is going to be looked at from two different lenses. It's going to take more police work because now you've got to investigate the victim in case they're pulling a Smollett. What this young man was thinking, why he couldn't just go to his employers and say, been on the show a long time, got a lot of fans, I think I want a raise. I mean, that's how most people ask for a raise. And so now I'm going to say something that some of you may consider racist. But I mean, is this how a black gay man in America asks for a raise? By pretending to be the victim of a crime so that he gets a raise because people feel sorry for him instead of because he's talented, he's a great actor, he's important to the show. That's why people get raises in our country, Jussie Smollett. Most people don't pretend to be victims of a crime or pay their friends to beat the crap out of them and tie a noose around their neck to get a raise. So yeah, if you come out and tell me that you're bipolar or schizophrenic or you were on drugs, I'll believe that, because I actually have to say, even though it's no excuse, at least it excuses some of the stupidity in your mind when you thought this shit up. And again, this took a lot of thinking. He told them what to buy. He told them, what to do. He even texted them and said, my plane's late. We're going to have to push this back a little bit. Sorry. And again, these stupid idiots, they take a ride share, which is how they caught him. They couldn't just walk home. They took a taxi. And that's how they got caught. But kudos to the Chicago police. For just because Jussie Smollett's this big-ass celebrity, not big enough for Jussie Smollett's little mind, but he's a celebrity, so they did treat it as it was serious. They believed him. And then he started acting stupid and weird. You can't have my phone. Oh, you can have my phone, but I'm erasing some of the stuff. And then, oh, now I have a lawyer. And oh shit, the idiots got caught. They're probably not going to stand up for me. No, they probably won't, Jussie. And by the way, good luck if you get jail time. I'm sure you're going to be real popular in prison. That's it for me for the week, guys. I am so disgusted with this entire story, but I really hope that you think about what I said today. Don't call me a racist. Don't call me homophobic, because those terms do not apply to me. Please save your anger and your comments, if they're going to be nasty and hateful. Send them to Jussie Smollett. He's earned them. Political Paula, out.